Have said in the past that I don't like liberals. Liberals annoy the absolute fuck out of me. And before you say anything, no, I'm not a liberal. Liberals and leftists are different. And I have to say that every single time I say I hate liberals, because everybody just thinks that a liberal is a leftist, when that's not the truth. Is the moderate conservative a neo-Nazi? No. Do they both suck? Yes. But the moderate conservative is not a neo-Nazi, and I know that. So I beg of you not to say that a leftist is a liberal. They're different. It makes sense that there would be a moderate and a less moderate version of the left and right. Liberals are the moderate left, or at least they were. Let me explain. Technically, liberals are supposed to be the moderate left. They're supposed to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, a 5 to a 6. These liberals have been voting for people that say that they're liberal, but are really conservatives. Here's a video that explains exactly what I'm trying to say.
This is a political compass. It's a way to plot someone's basic political beliefs on an XY coordinate plane to make them easier to understand. If someone is further up, that means they're socially more authoritarian versus further down, socially more libertarian. If someone is further to the right, then that means they're economically right. Further to the left, economically left. You get it. This is every 2020 US presidential candidate plotted on the same chart based on what they've said and their voting records. As you can see, virtually every single candidate is in the authoritarian right quadrant, and although you can make a distinction between Democrats and Republicans, it's clear that we're being offered the illusion of choice when essentially both parties are arguing for the same things. Here is Bernie Sanders, who is painted as a radical leftist despite the fact that his ideals are relatively moderate, because in America we're being conditioned to be so far right that relatively moderate ideas come off as radical.
Do you understand now? Liberals think that they are different from the moderate conservative or just the right in general, but they really are not. They vote for almost the same exact type of people. And if at this point you are wondering if you are a liberal or a leftist, my favorite way of doing it is, if you think Bernie Sanders is a radical, you're a liberal or farther right. Because, hey, newsflash, motherfuckers, Bernie Sanders has never been a radical. He's a moderate. He's not a radical. So if you think Bernie Sanders is a radical, whether you support him or not, you're probably a liberal. That's a whole different rant. I think I already went on in my centrist video, where the United States is so far right, we think these moderate conservatives are leftists, when that's not the case. Literally, the span of United States politics goes from neo-Nazi to moderate conservative. There is no left in American politics. We are very skewed right. Liberals that are supposed to be, moderate left are conservative in other countries. There's two huge criticisms of liberals and their ideology that I will go through in this video. Liberals annoy the absolute fuck out of me, and here's why. Oh, it's important to note that leftists are not capitalists. Leftists are socialists or communists. They are not capitalists. Liberals are capitalists. The occasional liberal will be a socialist, but think Bernie Sanders is radical. That's one of the weird types of liberals that I don't know how to, go about, because they're like leftists in training. They also annoy me, but I leave them alone for now. First criticism, empty activism. This is the biggest fucking problem I have with liberals. Like, liberals are like, I love gay people, I love black people, but then they support candidates and systems that directly harm those groups of people. Liberals will say that they love black people, that they aren't racist, but then they play devil's advocate for police. They play devil's advocate for the prison system, which is literally just distorted slavery. Liberals don't know what they're talking about, first of all. I have never met a liberal that knew their history correctly. You can blame that on the American public school system, but that's a different video. Another big one is that liberals are capitalists, but capitalism directly hurts all of these groups that they claim to love and accept. They say they're not racist and they're not xenophobic, but they support capitalism, and capitalism exploits brown people in other countries, third world countries, just so they can be comfortable in their cushy suburban American life. You are supporting systems that directly hurt the people you claim to like. That means that your activism is just completely empty to me. It means absolutely nothing. And the reason they do this is they want to seem morally upright in comparison to rightists. They want to seem better when they are exactly the same. They will post shit like peace, not war, or they'll post like love is love during Pride, but it has no real meaning. They do it to look better. They don't actually do it because they care. The things they say are very surface level. They have no meaning to me, and they don't know what they're talking about when they talk about it. They don't educate themselves on the people they claim to support and want to fight for the rights of, you know? That's why when I meet a liberal that, you know, supports gay people but doesn't know that Pride was an anti-cop riot, that's when I'm kind of like, do you even care in the first place? You didn't even care enough to educate yourself on some of the basic events in queer history. They just want to seem like good people without putting in the work. Which, summed up, is basically liberals love to virtue signal. They like to make it feel like they are morally upright in comparison to conservatives, but they don't want to actually put in the work to be a better person. They want to remain comfortable while making it seem like they are morally upright. That's my problem with liberals. They don't like anything that forces them out of their comfort zone. If you really cared about these marginalized people, you would set aside your comfort to fix the issues, to fix the systems, and to topple the terrorist American regime. But you don't want to do that, because your activism means nothing. You don't want to put in the work. And that's why I hate liberals. They're all talk, no walk. They don't want to do the work, and they don't want to actually think about it. They just want to say, I love all people, and move on. Not good enough, sorry. Second biggest liberal criticism. Liberals think things will get done if the message is watered down, palatable garbage. They want everything to be nice and dumbed down, because they have no grasp on how the world works. Newsflash, if I say something nicely, rightists still won't change their mind. I'm not going to dumb things down or water it down because you're a bussy. And that's, a separate criticism of liberals. They're kind of bussies. I don't like dealing with them because they are sensitive. When rightists say that liberals are sensitive, I can't help but agree. I mean, listen, rightists are also sensitive, they just don't want to admit it, but different topic. They're very sensitive and they cannot handle the truth because of the tone, or the truth sort of makes them feel attacked. Liberals are very bad at separating themselves from the conversation. Liberals like to make everything about them. It's not about you. If the conversation is not specifically about you, then it's not about you. Stop. A big skill some of you need to learn is not immediately taking it as a personal attack. I've had to learn this too. We all need to learn this. Sometimes it's not about you, and you need to learn when to shut the fuck up and listen. It's just obnoxious because they cannot take themselves out of the situation, and they take every slight tone difference as an attack. With that being said, liberals being so easily affected by tone sort of shines a light on how they are so easily manipulated. They are puppets of the system. All you have to do is put a dude in a suit that says, I hate Trump, and they're hooked. You see, this is what I mean by liberals are surface level people. All you have to do is say, Trump bad, and they jizz in their pants. Like, no shit, Trump bad. Do you have any more in-depth takes? You know, anything interesting to say? Literally everyone and their mother just says Trump bad, and then they get a round of applause from other liberals. We get it. We understand it. No shit. As long as an influencer or politician parrots off their watered-down, surface-level views in a way that makes it seem like they know what they're doing, they will be swayed. They are so easily manipulated. They're so easily manipulated by tone and rhetoric that all of their nominees, you know, the Democratic Party nominees in America, for instance, can be legitimate war criminals, and liberals would not care. As long as that nominee says fuck Trump, liberals will be swayed. And that nominee, despite being a fucking war criminal, will still have impeccable reputations. I am talking about Obama. I'm talking about Obama and Joe Biden. I'm talking about Obama, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton. I hate them so much. Hey guys, Obama killed people in the Middle East with drones. But you are none the wiser because you are so easily manipulated. You just saw that he's a black man, part of your party, and he spouts things like fuck Trump, and you went, perfect, he's a great guy. Hey, that's not how it works. While I agree we need more representation in our government, I mean, that's a huge part of the problem, I don't want the people you put in as representation to be incompetent war criminals. Not just any black man will do, not just any woman will do. You need someone that knows what they're doing and isn't a fucking war criminal. I have 2 qualifications. This is how low my standards are. Please don't be a war criminal and know what you're doing. I'm begging you. That's sort of another micro criticism I have about liberals. They don't want actual change. They want representation in the government, right? And which is good. I agree. However, the people that they choose for representation, like Barack Obama or Hillary Clinton, these people didn't incite change or change where it needed to happen. There's this tweet I saw that sort of sums up the liberal ideology on that, and it's a great fucking tweet. God, I love that fucking tweet. That's how you sound. Having a terrorist warlord be a woman doesn't make it any better. We need to not have a terrorist warlord. While leftists are going, hey, how about we don't have a fucking terrorist warlord? And then liberals attack us saying that, oh, so you want Trump to be in office? And it's like, no, we don't want either of them in office because we don't want terrorist warlords in office. What about that don't you understand? But yeah, liberals only care about image. They're so easily manipulated. As long as the person's tone is that of a what they would consider nice person that parrots off surface level ideologies, liberals will be swayed. And they're so dumb for that. You're so stupid for that. So yeah, liberals are very simple people that don't know what they're talking about, engage in a lot of empty activism. And they like to play devil's advocate a lot, and that annoys the absolute fuck out of me. So, I don't like you.